So in this video, we're taking up the question, what's the point of these changes between the statue that Nebuchadnezzar built versus the one that was provided to him in the dream by God? And the first thing that we notice is that this statue, as opposed to the other one, was stable. But then that's telling us something, isn't it, already about what a man looks to God for? Whereas humans are inherently unstable, man looks to God for stability, for security. So when Nebuchadnezzar sets up this image of his God, he wants to make sure that the sculpture is perfectly stable and isn't going to fall over. It wouldn't be very good if your God fell over. You may recall there's a famous story in the book of Samuel where the Ark of the Covenant goes into the house of Dagon, the god of the Philistines, and that god tips over in the night a couple of times in a row, actually. And so this is not speaking well of your God if they're unstable. So a human looks to God for stability. But then what was Nebuchadnezzar really up to in building this statue? Why was he so motivated to build this statue? And I suppose the most logical connection is to the events in chapter 2. That dream image revealed to Nebuchadnezzar that he was not going to be remaining as a stable empire for generation upon generation upon generation, but rather they were going to come to an end. It wasn't an endless kingdom. It was a temporary kingdom. And so Nebuchadnezzar, feeling a bit insecure about this vision, appears to be responding to it by trying to establish that, or maybe even alter the prediction from that vision, but certainly trying to establish and solidify his kingdom. And how does one ultimately, if you were a king, how would you solidify and stabilize and secure your kingdom? Well, let's look at verse 4. It says, "The herald proclaimed aloud, 'You are commanded, O peoples, nations, and languages, that when you hear the sound of the horn, pipe, lyre, trigon, harp, bagpipe, and every kind of music, you are to fall down and worship the golden image that King Nebuchadnezzar has set up.'" In other words, a way to create stability in the kingdom is to reaffirm everybody's loyalty to a singular cause. So the idea here is to have all the music, and then to have all the people present. And notice these people come from different languages and nations. The Babylonian Empire had conquered Jews and Syrians and Assyrians and so on, Egyptians. So you have different populations and so on. But how do you get them rallied around one ultimate loyalty or cause that's bigger than any individual or individual family or individual city's cause, or those from Egypt versus Jews and so on? How do you get them rallied around one cause? Well, one, you build this huge statue that everybody can honor. I mean, who wouldn't honor the god of the Babylonians, since he's provided a secure kingdom for everybody to live in, and he has Nebuchadnezzar was careful to honor the local gods. Remember, he took the temple furniture in chapter 1. He added it to the shrine there in the house of his god. So surely other peoples would honor the Babylonian gods, and they could rally around this. And with all the music, you have all this emotion and pageantry, and these attempts to create some higher singular loyalty, what we would call patriotism, in order to draw everyone in around one cause. If you're an American, you get this feeling when you pledge allegiance to the flag, or you sing the national anthem. It's a kind of pageantry and ritual that brings people together to one common cause, and looking at a flag, not an image of God. So Nebuchadnezzar is furious then at the friends at Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, probably primarily because they seem to be ingrates, as if they don't recognize that it's important for this disparate and diverse group of people to live in harmony, to have unity throughout the kingdom, and everybody within the kingdom benefits from the security and the unity when they all come together around one common cause. And so they seem to be in defiance of this, and therefore are ingrates. And you'll notice that when Nebuchadnezzar calls them back in, and and they're said to not serve his gods, he's in a rage, and he says, "Now look, if you're ready now, when you hear the sound of the music," and so in other words, he's just apoplectic that they are refusing to do this. I mean, how hard is it to just simply bow the knee, go along with the pageantry? And he doesn't really care what you personally believe. He's not trying to tell Jews not to believe in Yahweh. He doesn't care if Jews continue to believe in Yahweh, but just honor his God. Well, just go through the ritual. It's just some pageantry, and show that you're on the same team. It's to the benefit of everybody. All right. So this is what he's doing, and he's just out of sheer stubbornness. He's if they're not going to bow down after he gives them this second opportunity to do it, then he believes they're worthy of the fiery furnace, and it'll show to everyone anyway that there must be only one ultimate loyalty. So that raises the question then, what exactly is being critiqued in this particular story? What aspect of Babylonian culture? I've tried to hint at it numerous times, and so now I'm hinting that I've been hinting at what ultimately is being evaluated and critiqued. And what would that really have been like? Okay, try to think for a moment. What would it really have been like for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to be called by God to serve in this particular role? So get digging, and we'll see you next time.